Hi there, guys. Chris from Decisive Coaching. So, welcome to my new page about, or at least our new members section on my website. This particular one's about fibromyalgia. I've been helping people with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. In fact, lots of different types of dis-ease and illness and chronic symptoms for the last 14 years, been getting very, very good results. And there's something that I've noticed most certainly is what separates the people from succeeding and the ones that don't. And so I thought I'd break down some little short videos just to give you a little insight into how we function and perhaps why you may not have got the results that you're ultimately looking for so far. Or even people that you may be watching this video because you're concerned about somebody close to you. So I broke down some three slides. It's not going to be a very long video at all, but it's going to give you a little insight into the very basics, the basic psychology of what allows change to happen. And when I say change, that means going from still having your symptoms and feeling like you have these chronic issues and not and living life perhaps more freely and happier and healthier. So I'm going to just whiz through these three slides. Um, Watch it as many times as you feel you need to, and we'll hopefully you'll get something from it. So the truth about healing fibromyalgia, because I do go and flick through, read the comments in all of these perhaps social media groups like Facebook groups, and it's heartbreaking when I see and I read many of the people's comments, and I'd say I've done some sort of basic studies recently of reading hundreds and hundreds. In fact, I've used AI. Some people are for it and some people are not. If you use anything in the right way, you're going to gain something from it. It's going to be useful. It's a useful tool. So I have copied and pasted over 500 people's comments, and what's come back is pretty incredible. And that is that a huge proportion of people that are in the Facebook groups, um, most of those people are getting something from having their symptoms. Now, that sounds a bit of a crazy, not such a nice thing to suggest, but sadly, it's very true. But we do have amongst these people out there that we do have the ones that genuinely want to recover and want to get better. So please, hopefully, you won't take offense to what I'm going to be talking about here. Of course, if you do, then this place is not for you. However, if you're not getting the results that you want, maybe the information of what you're looking for might be here. So healing starts with your mind, not your body. That goes not just for fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome or Crohn's disease or anything really. Is It goes for everything. Almost every aspect of our life, in fact, starts with our mind, our mindset, the software. Because if we haven't got particularly good software, if our software is somewhat corrupt, the hardware doesn't function properly, is it? It's the same way, same principle. People who recover don't just treat their symptoms, they shift their inner world, their mindset, the invisible. So the physical, we look at that in science, right? In in We can see that happen in metaphysics. Is the physical is a manifestation of the non-physical. So your mindset is your software. That's the invisible part of us. We have the physical part of us that experiences chronic symptoms known as dis-ease and discomfort. What is it that creates that the majority of the time? Ultimately, it's our software. If we have a corrupted software on unupdated, so if we don't update our phone, it crashes, doesn't it? It doesn't work properly. So we have to update it. So our mindset is pretty much the same. So our mindset is the software. So here are the two main reasons for why people choose to not change. This goes for everything, not just fibromyalgia, not just for chronic fatigue syndrome, not just dis-ease, maybe some of the habits and behaviors that we have. Like, for example, smoking. Quite often I see a client come to my office and they want to quit smoking, or they want to quit drugs, or they want to maybe go on a diet and lose some weight, whatever. Okay, that's ultimately that is possible, but if we don't shift the mindset, if we don't adapt our mindset accordingly to what it is that we want in our physical world, how we want our physical body to be. If we don't work on our mindset, then of course we don't get the shift, we don't get the change, we don't get the results. We'll get temporary relief. That's all we get. We'll do it once and think that we go to the gym once and then we're fit for life. It doesn't work like that. We have to change our mindset. So there's two main reasons what prevents change in any context in life. So people who resist change, they do it for two reasons. They don't know how to. Quite literally, they won't know of another way of doing it. So they are quite innocently going through life, not realizing that there is actually a way of combating their problem and maybe correcting their challenges and overcoming their obstacles in life. They just don't know that there is another way of doing it. So they might just be naive to life. Okay. And of course, the other one is that they don't have enough reasons to. They don't have enough leverage, in other words, because if you think about it, if we got enough leverage to change, we'll do it. If our existence or our identity is at risk, we'll change, won't we? So if we're confronted by somebody in a dark alley, we're either going to fight or we're going to run like hell. That's enough leverage. Otherwise, we don't need to fight if there is no leverage to fight. So we will just carry on stuck in this place of comfort. We will carry on doing the things if they're not that painful yet. We'll carry on doing the things that are completely life destroying if we are in a place of comfort and our needs are being met. So they're the two main reasons for why people, they don't change anything in life. And that is they don't know how to yet, or they don't have enough reason. So this is some basic practical psychology for you guys. If you wondered why things are not changing in your life, it's either you don't know how to, you're not aware that there actually is an answer to your problems. There is a solution to your problems. You might not know of it, or you don't have enough reasons to. You kind of know that there is a way of changing this, but you haven't got enough leverage to get you to change. Not enough reasons, in other words. So recognizing this is the first step forwards for any form of change or growth. Okay. So what is the real pathway to change and recovery from your symptoms? For example, with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, or any type of chronic situation that you're in, any kind of chronic symptoms that you're experiencing. So these are the patterns that I've seen. That's why I've put these three slides together. It's the very basics of human behavior and of course human motivation. We resist change ultimately because we either don't know how or we haven't got enough reason to. So the real path to change starts with self-awareness. You first of all have to become aware of yourself that there are actually two reasons for why you're not changing. And it's painful. These are the most painful parts of change, is asking yourself questions that are uncomfortable. Am I resisting change because it's too comfortable? What will I lose by not having my problem? Absolutely. I told you in the very beginning of this video, it's going to be uncomfortable, some of the things that I'm going to suggest. But what I'm suggesting is true to so many people out there. Maybe this is true for you. That's down to you. So ask yourself this question. Am I staying stuck? Or is there part of me that is resistant to doing something out of the norm that could potentially lead to me pain-free without this label, without this set of symptoms? Is there a way for me out of this? But if I do find my way out of this, if I no longer have these symptoms, if I no longer have these challenges, what will I lose? Because they are the most challenging, most difficult parts of change. The people that fully recover from these situations, they either didn't know that there is a way, they thought that they was actually stuck with this because it's genetic or it's something outside of their control or their body's malfunctioning. So some people, they believe that. But as soon as they find out that there is a way out of it, because they associate not having the problems to pleasure, is that they can do a whole lot more. They can have exactly what it is they want in life. They can have more time and fun with their grandchildren, perhaps, or their kids. They can go out with their friends. They can have a normal life. They can go back to the gym. They can carry on with work. They can have better relationships with their other half or with their friends and family. So they're associating lots of pleasure to not having their problems anymore. Where sadly, and very unfortunately, there are a hell of a lot of people that they associate pain to not having their problems because of what they won't get. If they don't have their problems, what won't they get? And that's the secondary gain benefits that we talk about. So it's a challenging video to watch this, because some people that are going to be watching this, if they have got this far through the video, they are going to be cursing me. However, that's where change starts. So that's what this slide is. The real path to real change. Change starts with self-awareness. Shift your inner dialogue. Challenge old thoughts and beliefs. Shift your inner dialogue. How do you communicate with yourself? Do you ask yourself easy, soft questions? Or do you ask yourself questions that are challenging, that make you feel uncomfortable? They're the ones that you want to pursue. They're the ones that you want to ask yourself more of. Focus on creating leverage. What will you lose if you don't change? And what will you gain if you do change? Two powerful questions. Write them down. Write down the answers. Be honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is challenging and it's painful for some people. That's where you want to go. Change your mindset and change your life. Ultimately, what I would suggest is to reach out to people that know the answers. I could be one of those people. I've had umpteen amounts of hundreds of success stories with people. There's a video actually above my video here with a friend now. She's a colleague and a friend who helps people overcome these types of challenges herself. Maybe you want to reach out to Sam. She most certainly is on social media. She come to me back a long time ago now, and it was very challenging, the questions that I was asking her. She wanted to beat me up. She wanted to get her hands around my throat because I was suggesting things that was perhaps ringing true to her. But she see it through. She persisted. She challenged herself, and today she is living life to the full. Is she still struggling with stuff? Absolutely. Do I still struggle with things in life? Absolutely. Just like you, just like any other human being. So we do have our own challenges. But one thing that I know to be true is the people that have overcome these types of challenges, they have chose to change what they believe to be true about themselves, their diagnosis, their story, their life, everything that they've been saying to themselves, everything that they've been believing about their situation, their conditions, their labels, and they have decided that they want something more. They focus on creating leverage. Ask yourself those challenging questions. If I stay the same, what will that mean? What will I lose if I don't have this problem anymore? What will I gain if I do overcome this challenge? Ask yourself these questions. Create a huge list. Create a much bigger list. That what will you gain if you do go forwards with some new ideas? So change your mindset, change your life. Hope this has been valuable. I appreciate that this could have been challenging for you. It's not what people want to hear. It's most certainly, my heart goes out to you if you're somebody that is sitting here saying, Chris, I'm broken. There's nothing that anyone can do. I'm sorry to say, but there is something. Actually, I'm pleased to say that there is something that you can do. I hope this has been useful to you. I appreciate your time and your attention with this. See you again, perhaps on another video, or maybe even online if you decide to reach out and you want real long-lasting change. Thanks a lot.